Hi, I'm Phil from the Soundproofing store, and today we're talking about the ProSound SoundScreed 25. SoundScreed 25 is a direct-to-joist soundproofing product used for reducing high levels of airborne sound in domestic and commercial properties. It provides a stable, level bass for all final floor finishes. SoundScreed 25 is 25mm thick in total and is made of a dry screed gypsum. Now, the boards are fully tongue and groove on all sides, and this is for a couple of reasons. First of all, it makes the installation much simpler. It also makes the boards very stable, so it acts as a full structural floor that you can actually walk around on with no need for any of the boards. And finally, by not having a seam go right the way through the board from top to bottom, it also makes it more airtight, which makes it better for reducing airborne sound. The boards come in 1200mm by 600mm sheets and weigh 37.5 kilograms per meter square, so they add a huge amount of extra mass. The main benefit of SoundScreed 25 is that it reduces high levels of airborne sound, and that's traveling through the floor to the room below or up through the floor from below getting to the space above. Now, this is because airborne sound, and this is things like voices, television, music, sound that's projected into the air and travels. Airborne sound is blocked predominantly by mass. So the heavier and the more dense a material is, the harder it is for sound to penetrate through it. And because the SoundScreed 25 is so heavy and so dense, it creates a barrier across the floor, which is very, very hard for the sound to travel through. If your noise problem is not just airborne noise, but also impact noise, now this is things like footfall, dragging furniture, items dropping on the floor, so sounds that create structural vibration on the floor, then the SoundScreed 25 isn't really suitable for that. So you'll need to look at a product like our SoundMat 3 Plus or our Rverso SoundMat, or potentially using this product and adding another resilient layer on top. So in what situation is SoundScreed 25 most commonly used? Well, because SoundScreed 25 is very versatile, it can be used in any situation where high levels of airborne sound need to be reduced. But in particular, situations where height buildup is very important and you need to keep that height down. Now, I'll give you an example. Traditionally, what most people will do, if I slide this all over, is you'll have your joists. On top of your joist, you'll have your floorboards, and then we'll be adding soundproofing as an overlay product on top of your floorboards, giving you quite a considerable height buildup. Now, if you can't afford to lose that amount of height, this is where the SoundScreed 25 comes in. Because instead of using an overlay, we will take out the floorboards and add the SoundScreed 25 directly on top of the joists. So in comparison, you've got roughly the same, if not more mass, which is going to give you the same reduction in airborne sound, but you've only lost 25mm. So for most people, that's going to be no higher than their current floorboards. Now, this can be used in domestic properties. It could be commercial spaces like shops, offices, even music studios. It's a great product for new builds and conversions, refurbishments. It's an excellent choice for tradespeople and specifiers, as it's suitable for party building regulations systems. But also because the product is so strong and so stable, it provides a really good base for any floor finish, and that includes vinyls, laminates, even tiles. A further benefit for the SoundScreed 25 is that unlike almost all other soundproofing products, this can be installed over the top of underfloor heating systems. And that's because the gypsum within the board actually conducts the heat and helps make the underfloor heating even more efficient. And that saves you on your energy bills. An 18mm thick version is also available on request, but that can only be used on floors where the joists are up to 400mm centers, whereas the 25 can be used on up to 600mm center joists. So hopefully this has given you a useful overview. The SoundScreed 25 is a high mass direct to joist board designed to replace existing floorboards to give you minimal height buildup, although it can overlay existing floorboards as well. It reduces very high levels of airborne noise and provides a strong, stable base for any final floor finish to go directly on top. If you're unsure if SoundScreed 25 is best for you and your individual situation, then as ever, our advice is pick up the phone, speak to an expert, give us a call. Whatever your question, whatever the soundproofing issue, if it's floors, walls or ceilings, we're here to help.